G'day guys, Jaiden Brown here, your friendly local precision ag specialist for Hutchion and Pearce, and today I'm going to be showing you a few little tips and tricks on the displays and how to go about them. Right everyone, now we're going to go through driving a driven boundary. So number one, we need to ensure we have a repeatable correction signal, whether that be SFRTK or radio RTK. If you use SF1 on the farm, talk to like a branch higher receiver with a higher signal. That being the case, that will ensure that that mapping you do will stay, will not move, will not shift, it will be there forever. Once you've achieved that, ensure you've got signal, and then note how my page has been laid out. So this icon here becomes a pause play button for our boundary mapping. I've added the boundary icon down here, shortcut, so we can quickly add a boundary. And then we go from there. So here I've selected our client, the farm we want to be in, and a paddock. This field doesn't have a boundary, so we can go plus boundary. We want to do a driven boundary. Go OK. And then we want to name it. So it's best to name it what it is. In this case, I would do SFRTK driven 2024. Maybe perhaps put your initials there, what receiver you used. And then it's important to note our offset location. So in this case with 0, it's recording from the receiver and the receiver only. I want to record from the right hand side steer tyre, and I know that that's 1.3 metres to the outside of the right hand side steer tyre. So I put in 1.3, that's given us an offset. We want to make sure it's on the correct side, which is over there. And then we make sure everything else is correct. And once we press OK, our boundary mapping will commence. So make sure that you're in the correct part of the paddock when you want to start mapping. Once we press OK, our recording has started, and we can quickly X out of this box. You'll see our client farm field box has turned into a pause play for our boundary mapping. And it's simple as start driving around. Say you're going on a nice straight pass, you'd pause at one end, press play at the other end. That will ensure a beautiful straight line all the way in between. And then when you use things such as boundary pack or auto path from boundary, that will be a beautiful straight line on your headlands. You can see we're recording there. Got our blue line being created. And I'll go now map a boundary. I've now done the full paddock. So when we're done, we get almost to the start, we'll simply press save. That'll save our boundary. And we have a nice new pink line which illustrates our boundary. And look for a bird's eye view, that's a boundary we've created here for this paddock. And there's our boundary map to there, an RTK, in this case SFRTK driven boundary.